What if being unapologetically me is exactly what sets someone else free? I'm Melinda, your host at Unapologetically Yours. Here and in life, I give my whole heart so others can show up as their true selves, loved without limits. Today, I'm going to be talking to my dad, about my dad. There may be some cussing. I'm just keeping it real. Real. I might say sugar honey iced tea or the actual word. So I remember the moment that I discovered what sugar honey iced tea was. I was in the grocery store with my father and he said it, and I was like, wait a second. And I put the first letter of every word together. Voila. So, if I say shit, it's because I finally discovered what sugar honey iced tea is. Maybe I should start saying sugar honey iced tea in real life instead of the other word. And so I've already dropped one. I don't know that there's going to be any F-bombs. I might say ass. Well, I just did. So there you go. And it is what it is. It is what it is. So today is October 12th. It's my son's 14th birthday, my eldest. It's also 11:41, and I imagine, unless my 3-year-old wakes up, that I will be speaking into the new day, into October 13th. I had a moment that was very unexpected this evening, and it was after spending a day at my dad's with my in-laws. So my husband, our children, his brother, wife, the son, and my husband's parents. And it was wonderful and delightful. And my dad was in the house, but he was in his room because he wasn't feeling well. And I initially shared with everyone that I thought he was asleep because he hasn't been getting good sleep. I got a call from him, and he shared that he'd only gotten 3 hours of sleep. Of course, it's very frustrating. This has been an ongoing pattern, one that has repeated multiple times over the last, I want to guess, 7 years. And anyway, got him food, got him dessert, got him a beverage or two. But so he was absent, he was gone, he wasn't present in the way that he always is. And I didn't realize the impact until I got home and I was on the phone with Michelle, my BFF. And as I was walking in the door, hands laden with all of the things, I've got multiple bags, my computer, some other stuff, and I'm walking in the door talking to her about him, and then I just start boo-hoo crying. And I immediately turn around and take myself outside because I don't want any of my kids hearing me cry about Grandpa. Not that it's not okay for them to see or hear me cry, but I'm not ready at that moment to field any questions And I definitely don't want my oldest son on his birthday to be met with the fears and the things that I've got going on. So I go outside and I just break down. And I was met with a lot of love and comfort and understanding. I called my sister and I got voicemail. She's doing big things, working on her future. And I don't know if she had a late class or she could be asleep in preparation for the new day and all of that stuff. I called my sister friend, I called my cousin, Isha, and I spoke to my husband, who actually came outside, and he also comforted me. And my nephew called my dad's grandson just to see how long it had been since I left the house, because my dad also talked about taking himself to the ER, which I'm very grateful that he will do that. So, coming into the house, we got to get the kids ready for bedtime, and the house was not looking its best. Tons of dishes. And then, kids who don't want to go to bed, who want to talk, or, who want mommy right next to them. And so, anyway, it's back and forth in the kitchen and then to the room with them. And while I was first starting to do the dishes, I found myself getting caught up in emotions as well, and thinking about my dad and all of the things, all of the beautiful things, though there have been some ugly stuff too. And I decided I've done 2 basically dear selves. Why not do a dear dad? So that's what this is going to be. And without further ado, dear Dad. I don't know if you will ever hear this. It's possible that you will. It's possible I'll send it to you at some point. Maybe when I go out of town. I have a trip coming up, as you know. Maybe you'll just see it or get it. Or I don't know. I love you. And I'm so grateful for our time together. All of it. The good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, the incredible, the inspiring. And what I want you to know is I'm not counting your days short. I'm asking for more time. At least a dozen, if not 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 more years. Your grandson just turned 14. What about 14 more? 13 would put you at 100. That'd be pretty spectacular. Not if you're not getting sleep, though. Not if you're struggling. I want you to get better. I believe it's possible for you to get better. And I don't like your resistance to that belief. I don't like you chalking it up to, well, I'm older, and this is what happens, because it doesn't have to. Uh-oh, the F-bomb almost came out, y'all. It doesn't have to effing happen that way. I'm so thankful that you've been around as long as you have, because maybe unbeknownst to you, since Papa died, I've been almost obsessed with the fear of losing you. There are so many times where if I didn't hear from you, or even if I was at your house and you left somewhere and I thought you were gone too long, and I would hear ambulance, fire trucks, whatever, police, whatever, sirens, I would immediately think it was you, and I'm so glad that it wasn't. This, dear Dad, is me giving you flowers now. Me talking to you. Me telling you how much you mean to me. How much I love you. How much I've been loved by you while you're here. You've made it crystal clear. You don't want a funeral. You don't want a lot of hoopla, whatever the pronunciation is. And so there's a saying, instead of waiting for the person to pass, you give them their flowers now. And so that's part of this. I have a lot of good memories. I'm laughing. You might have more good memories. You know how kids like to blame their parents and shit? So I've got some bad memories too, and I think you have less of those bad memories. Because parents don't remember that. We remember all of the things that we have done and do and think and sacrifice for our kids, and our lens is that, and kids' lens is different, right? Some of the things I was thinking about is being in California and going to the park to shoot hoops, and it felt like that was an every weekend thing, and it was wonderful. I really enjoyed time with you and Mom in that way. It's why moving to Florida and not having those times was hard for me. I remember being younger, probably younger than the sugar honey iced tea incident, and gosh, I just admired you so much and adored you so much as a child that I found myself walking in step with you. I might still walk like a dude because of that. But I wanted to be just like you. You were a hero to me, and in a lot of ways you still are. And I'm very just thankful. I remember my first earthquake. I'm laughing because with it, there's definitely a picture of strength that I have from you about you, but there's also that child's lens. Remember, I mentioned the not so good part about that. So here comes the earthquake, and the pictures on the walls are shaking and rattling, and the floors are like rolling. And I'm coming from the suite of rooms, the bedrooms, and you're coming from the kitchen, and we meet in the middle, and you get me to come with you to stand under the archway, the doorway. And I'm just looking up at you. I'm about 9, 10. And in the works was already this move to Florida, which I was not happy about at all. Like, why would I leave California? Why would I go to that place? But anyway, in the midst of this, I keep trying to say hurricane, but earthquake, I'm staring up at you just in awe because you look just so solid, like you're not scared. Later you tell me that you were, but you'd experienced much worse earthquakes and survived and helped people also survive. But I was just so in awe of you and your strength, which now reminds me of one of our trips to London. And we're in whichever square that is, the famous square with all the pigeons, and you have me on your shoulders, and there's pictures. I don't remember per se that, but I know the pictures that were captured of me like swirling around on your shoulders and being petrified that birds are going to attack me. But there you were with your arms out, and probably birdseed in your hands, and welcoming the birds. And so the not so good part about the earthquake that happened is that afterwards you took me to school. Meanwhile, there were other students who were already at school, and their parents had been away from them during the earthquake, and so they were picking them up from school and taking them home. So I was real upset that I had to go to school and stay at school, and everybody else was getting picked up. That was not fair. I remember times at the beach with the beach concession, and I remember, and I was just talking to somebody about this in the last, couple months, how you and I used to scare Mom with the snap things. Oh, it must have been 4th of July. Remember the little snap things that pop? Like, they're called snaps, though. And I remember one particular time, I remember going down into, what do you call that? Like the basement thing. There was that door with the steps or the ladder or the stairs, whatever it was. And we'd hide there. Poor Mom. I remember, there was something, I remember, anyway, the story of you teaching me how to ride my bike at the beach on the concrete, but my bike went over some sand and there was no traction underneath, and I slipped and fell, and you made me get right back up on that bike. All right, so I probably didn't want to, but it was a good thing, and it was a definite dad thing to do. You get right up on there. so that you won't be afraid and so that you can accomplish this thing. I was thinking about the day you walked me down the aisle as well. And I started to hyperventilate. I was so overwhelmed, and I think it was, I don't know if I was like in shock or something. Is this really happening? And I was about to like boo-hoo cry. And you said, I don't know what you said exactly, but you were like, are you really about to do that right now? Something like that. And you just snapped into me. Not snapped like at me, but you got me like snapped out of it. But there is a photo also that captures that moment. And I was very grateful too that you helped me to get in the right state of mind. And I'm so thankful that you are still here and that you were specifically there in that moment for me, for us, for JD. Some other memories I had while I was doing the dishes is I was thinking about all of the movies, oh my gosh, that we went to see while I was pregnant. When I moved back to Florida, so I moved back in June. So June, July, August, September, October. We had about that's 5 months, but we probably had about 4 good months of going to the theater. It seemed like weekly. That was wonderful. And then when he was born, we would still go up until that one time that he started walking around the theater and bugging people, but he was so cute, they loved him. But we're like, no more. Man, your food, you cook so good. Dad, you cook so good. And I'll say the bad part of it is I've tried and wanted you to teach me, but your method of teaching was, yeah, you just put it in there and then you cook it till it's done. You know what it looks like when it's done? No, I don't. You are the best chef, period, ever, and it's renowned food, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Man, I remember high school. I think it was when I was like in African history class or something. Whatever my classes were, whatever it was. But you made some fried chicken. Like the little drumette types. Just like a lot of it. And then you sliced oranges and you twisted it on them, and probably parsley or something. The display was just like so beautiful. You're good at all those things, and cutting up radishes into flowers. And the food, often so many people would say, it looks too good to eat, and I would encourage them, go ahead and eat it. Go ahead, just taste it. Do you remember little Caden, who's not so little? Oh my gosh, he's grown. He's in his 20s. We were in California for one of Robbie's parties, and you made your famous Hawaiian chicken. And you were talking to him and you said, it's going to taste so good, it'll make you slap yourself. And so he took a bite and it was so good, he slapped himself in the face. Oh. When I was young, I don't know, 8, 9 is before we moved to Florida, and I certainly don't remember doing it, but I asked you to stop smoking and you did. Again, very grateful. When I was 24, I was on a trip I flew up to, I feel like it was Boston. Boston, Massachusetts, with the guy I was dating at the time. And I think we were either meeting his friend that was already there. I don't know. And I don't remember if his girlfriend, who is now his wife, was there. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how we wound up there, but we were up there. And you and I had a conversation, and you told me a story, and it was very meaningful and beautiful to me. And it was that when you found out that Mom was pregnant, you were hoping that the baby was a girl. And it was. It was me. But it was also a second chance for you to raise a daughter because of what happened with you and Mercedes' mom, your first wife. And I remember hearing the story of what was done to me, to you, and I get it. It's a woman scorned. Hell has no effing fury like a woman scorned. Man, still scorned. I was just so mad, and I was hurt for you. I was devastated for you with the treachery. And again, woman scored, which means you did something, or there was a perception of you doing something, whatever. You probably did something. And I was just so angry, and I wanted to strike her. But if she hadn't have done what she did, then you wouldn't have then moved from New York to California and eventually married my mom. My mom was lucky number 3. Oh, I miss her too. I miss her too. You know, I never told you this, but I blamed myself for her death. Not like the fact that she died, but the fact, you probably think it's silly that she didn't raise up from the dead. Because there's this Bible story, and I'm laughing because I know your take on the Bible, but there's a story of a woman who was gifted a son only for him to die, and as a man of God, I think is how he's referred to in the Old Testament, tells her to lay on him 7 times. Like, lay on him, get up, lay on him, get up. And when Mom died, when we got there, and she was already dead, you know, she was like still warm. And I wanted to lay on her 7 times, but I didn't because you were there. And that would have been weird for you or whatever, but we walked down together with Claudette and Tequila, and I always regretted that. And of course it's silly, it's fucking stupid to think I could have done that, you know, or to whatever, but God, that wrecked me so hard for so long. She was great. I'm so glad to have been raised by both of you, loved by both of you, and I miss her. Someone told me her spirit, I don't know how it works, is still around and she's hanging with your grandkids. I'm sure you can imagine that. Especially her mini-me, Michaela Sue. But I think about being a single mom. I think about how much you supported me and that journey, and but even before that, so many things, relationships, advice, even though it fell on deaf ears. I know you were very upset that I wound up with abusers, males who physically hurt me, and you were mad because when I was a teenager, you told me, Mel, if anyone just grabs your arm, then that's too much. You just gotta let them go. But I didn't. And I remember the one guy from the Bahamas. You sensed something, I'm certain. He's very quiet, at least in your presence. I'm trying to think. Mom must have been alive because I was 20. And you gave me some kind of warnings then, but it was already too late. And then there was the guy from the DR. And anyway, that was rough for you. I thought it was real crazy that you made me apologize to you for being in an abusive relationship. Because you had warned me, and so it's, I should have listened to your advice. That was rough. I remember our trip to London, another trip. I don't think it was the same one. Could have been the same one, but Mom was asleep and we were out and about, and my head was on a swivel looking at all the people with the crazy hairstyles, the mohawks and the spiky, just straight up, and the colors, probably in the makeup on their faces. And we went and I feel like we got donuts and orange juice. And I remember our trip with Mom to Vegas for my 21st birthday. And I was on some slot machine and I just knew it was going to be a winner. And y'all made me leave that casino, and I was so upset. But I want to say thank you for taking me to Las Vegas. How cool is that for my 21st birthday? Also, for graduation for high school, you took me to Germany. That was my choice. Another place I wanted to go was Hawaii, but I was not going to go to Hawaii with y'all. That's just weird. As a 17, 18-year-old, no thanks. But Germany was absolutely stunningly beautiful. I remember our trip. Were we in Paris or were we in Italy? What was the place where all of the freaking mosquitoes. They were tearing us up. We were killing them. There was red spots galore on the wall. You guys left me in the room to go hunt for other hotel accommodations because y'all were going to splurge to avoid that. I think it was like by a train station, and my head was on a swivel there too, because just all of the glorious people, just like from so many different like walks of the world, like the globe, were there, just in all of their native garb and stuff. It was just so, I thought it was so spectacular and beautiful, and I'm just so grateful for the way that you guys made sure that I saw the world. You guys made it happen. What was I going to say? I was going to say thank you for knowing how to apologize, and thank you for the ways that you have loved me, my children, my husband, and provided for me, my children, my husband, even supported my friends, and anytime I had friends coming to visit, you let them stay at your house. So great. You're just so generous, Dad. And you're really a great example of godliness without the Christianity part. I became a Christian when I was 21, and I thought I was giving y'all really good news. And it was not good news to y'all. That was kind of crazy. But I remember over those years of being in the church, I remember just seeing other people fall so short. And of course, you know the Bible verse, we all fall short of the sin, or we all fall short of the glory of God. We all sin ultimately, right? But some of those people who claim to be Christians couldn't hold a candle to you and to your love, which had nothing to do with the Bible. You love your neighbor. You love a stranger. You give and you pour into others. You are so generous, and you are so kind, and you are so thoughtful and considerate. And you just do it out of your own charity and goodness and love, and not because a book told you to. I don't know, maybe you're raised that way as well. But I just want to say thank you for your example, and thank you for loving my mom, and thank you for writing her poetry, and thank you for always coming back to her, always choosing her, choosing us. Thank you for working so hard and working multiple jobs to make sure more than the ends were meeting, but that we were living very well. Thank you for my braces. Thank you for that outfit you got me from Bell's, even though you complained the whole way home. thank you for choosing in your older age to not be such a tightwad with money, to not be so cheap. I used to say to Aunt Ernestine, you know what my dad and birds have in common? They both cheap, cheap, cheap. Thank you for splurging on yourself, also on me, on your grandkids. Thank you for all of our card games. I do not like when you win. I do not like your trash talk, and at the same time I love your trash talk because that's where I get my trash talk from. Thank you for your sass. Thank you for your competitiveness. Thank you for the depth of love. Thank you for loving and forgiving and giving and sharing, and thank you for deep talks and hard talks. Thank you for being vulnerable with me over the years. Thank you for telling me the truth as you see it. I do want to say you were right about quite a lot of things. Not all of it. You were not right about all of it. And you did tell me some stuff that's wrong. Unintentionally. But a lot of stuff that I thought you were just dead wrong on, you weren't. You were dead right. Is that a thing? You were so right, Daddy. A couple family reunions ago, you were asking Isha what time it was, because it was approaching midnight for my birthday, and you turned to me and you said some really beautiful words that I will always remember, and it got me choked up, and Jacob was there and it even made him tear up a bit. And I just want to say I will treasure those words forever. And I love you. And I thank you so much for being a witness. Being a witness to my parenting. Being a witness to my marriage. But on the parenting side, I know it's challenging for you because it just is. And it's hard. And, parenting is hard. And I am doing it very differently. And you've got lots of jokes, which is fine and great and funny. Sometimes it's funny. I want to say that I've seen you change and I would say grow, no offense. Grow in your patience and tolerance. Yes, you have a higher tolerance for the BS, the screams. And you've become softer in your approach, which I really do appreciate very much. So thank you, Dad, for stretching yourself and loving me and loving my kids in a way that supports what I'm trying to do. And also thank you for the times that you're keeping it real and laying down the law, because those times are necessary too. Thank you for me just seeing the love that other people have for you and the love that you have for them, the friendships, over the years, and being part of that has been beautiful. Thank you for teaching me how to play cards. Yes. And thank you for all of our Monopoly nights in California. I did not particularly love that I had to wait till after dinner to drink my milk. But I remember Tang. Is that what that orange powder was? I remember our backyard with the fig tree. I also remember the dogs, and I'm not happy about that part. But thanks for trying. Thank you for Bandit also. Remember when he would run away because of the storms, and he got into Pat's dryer after she had cleaned the clothes and he was all muddy and wet. Thank you for being there for all the stages of my life thus far. I really want you to witness more. Dad, I'm working on something that's going to be so extraordinary. It's going to be so beautiful. And I want you to see the finished product. It's not ready. There's a lot of work to be done on it, but I want you to be there. I want you to be here. I want you to celebrate with me. I want you to see me do so much better than where I'm at in life right now. And I want you to know how big of a part you are in that. I want my kids to keep knowing you and seeing you every week. We're not ready. We're not ready for you to go, Dad. And I don't think you want to, but you keep saying stupid shit. Like, oh, I'm getting older and this is what happens. Forget that crap. I am grateful that you stayed around. I am, because I know that there were times where you probably didn't feel like it or it was rough. And I'm so glad that you fought through that and you got better, and I want you to get better. And I want you to get sleep. And I want you to take my freaking advice. I want you to take how seriously your words affect you. And you know what? As a matter of fact, you're the one who told me mind over matter. You taught me that. Not Joe Dispenza or Tony Robbins or any of the other whatever people that you see that I go see. You told me that. Mind over matter. So how about you make your mind happen over your matter, right? Stop saying this isn't going to work. Stop saying I'm too old. Stop saying I'm supposed to freaking decay. You're not. I'm very grateful that Mercedes came back into your and therefore our lives, that you got a chance to be her dad, that you are living now as her dad and grandfather to her children and great grandfather to some of their children that you got to meet. That is so beautiful. And I am also thankful for all the times that Mom got to participate in that. and how much she loved up on them. I need you here, period. And your namesake grandson, he used to call Jamesy. Oh, it was so beautiful to see how in love with him you were. I did not like that you gave him his first lollipop when you did at that Halloween day, when he was in that green and yellow outfit. I also didn't like you giving him ice cream. Whatever crazy, stupid young age he was. But I love how you love up on him, and I love your presence in Kalel and Michaela Sue's life and world, and they need you, Dad. They need you here longer. They don't need your house with you not in it. They need to visit Grandpa and get cookies. And also thank you for discontinuing buying the oatmeal cookies. So, I don't know if you know this, but Jacob, so when he was growing up, right, so he was in Gainesville, and then they moved to Jersey, and then they would visit Grandma and Grandpa down in Florida, and every time they visited the grandparents, even I think there was one up north somewhere, they could have soda, they could have one marshmallow per day, they could have all, like a cookie, they could have those treats. And so that was a very meaningful part of his childhood. And so he was saying, oh yeah, when the kids go visit Grandpa, they should be able to have a cookie. And I'm thinking, we go multiple times a week. That's too many cookies. But it's always fun at Grandpa's house. Thank you for all of the pool parties for JD. Thank you for just everything, for everything, Dad. Thanks for all of the things that I don't even know about. Thank you for being such a great guy that people like you. Like, you have a great personality. I think I get some of that from you. But also, I'm saying, because you had friendships, and in those friendships, some of that stuff I benefited from too. Like, my first car, the 1976 Chevette yellow that you put carpet in because there was holes at the bottom, and you also put some kind of like baking sheet thing there, so it's kind of like a Flintstone car a little bit. Oh, I'm sure you taught me how to drive. Thank you. Thank you for reading my poetry and telling me how great it was. And thank you as I big up and glow up on my friends. You tell me how much you think I'm brilliant and how smart I am, because I think in me gushing up on the other people, you don't believe that I view myself in that same higher light. And for forever, you've been right about that. I don't think you were right about me going to the library and getting those books so I could study how to be what. And there were a couple other critical points where you were not right, and it really hurt my feelings. And I think there have been a lot of disconnects with us where you have misunderstood me and I've misunderstood you. And I appreciate that you call me out on it. So, Dad, I really I need you to fight, please. And I'm not saying this as if you're giving up or anything, because I don't think that you are. I just really need you to step it up. Step up. Because I need you here, and JD needs you, and Kalel needs you, and Michaela Sue needs you, and even my husband needs you. And his family. They love you. I love you. And I just want you around longer with health in your body and in your bones and in your mind and in your heart. And I want more time to whoop up on you on the card table, you know? Heck, we could throw some dominoes in there too. I want you to see more events with your grandkids. So, please don't think it's over or say it's over, and please, for the love of all of the things that you love, please start speaking life over to your body. Please stop discounting something that could truly benefit you. You can reverse some of the stuff that's going on with you. You can. And I expect that you better start doing that. I expect and demand that you obey me right now. That's funny. That's funny. I know you're tired. You're tired of being tired. I know you're not sleeping. Or it's not deep sleep. Help me help you. And of course I respect you. I don't want to respect a timeline that doesn't fit my desire to have you for longer. And oh, Dad, I love you. And you are so smart, and you are so important, and you are so brave. You probably have some more poetry in you. And you know what, Dad? I want I want to hear your stories. I want to hear things that you experienced, stuff that you don't want to tell me, the stuff that you don't want me to know. I want to know. I want to know you more. Like, I want to know the stuff that you talked to Papa about once you guys worked out his former racism stuff. There's still stuff you can teach me, Dad. There's so much stuff you can still teach me. Don't you want to teach me? You can teach me how to bake. You can teach me how to fry perfect chicken and turkey burgers. I don't know how you make those turkey burgers so freaking moist. I love you. I really love you, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the ways that I messed up as a kid and as an adult. The times that I frustrated you, or the times that you thought I don't know, betrayed you, which was, I didn't. I'm sorry for not obeying you better when I was a kid. Did I already say that part? Oh my gosh. I'm getting mine back. Just so you know. Oh man. Don't you want to get better and like take some more trips? Would you like to take a trip with just me? Or with me and Jacob? Or me, Jacob, and the kids? That would be crazy. I'm thinking like international. That might be too much. You know. Oh my gosh. I was just thinking about our last family reunion where the plane, we were on the plane and they taxied back to the freaking airport, and we rented a car and drove home, and the last 45 minutes, the crying, screaming kid and the rain, the deep, crazy, torrential rain. And was that the last? I feel like that was the last trip we all had, and we should make up for that one. That was brutal. Oh, that was crazy. That was insane. I'm so glad we even made it safe thanks to Jacob's driving with all of the insanity of that. I'm sure. Yeah, anyway, I'm not gonna go there. Let's have a better trip. The kids are older and better than that moment. Anyway. You know, Michaela Sue adores you. Even though she steps on your feet, she does that on purpose. I do not know why. Kalel loves you so much, Dad. My husband loves you as well. and is ever grateful for your presence in our life. So stick around, Dad. Stick around on purpose. And tell me some stories. Teach me how to cook some stuff. Teach my kids how to cook some stuff. Yeah. Alright. I love you. And I'm ready for you to get better. I know you want to, I do know you want to get better. I just want you to want it more than you want to say the stupid crap. So, thank you for hearing this. I guess if I tell you about it, know that you are loved and adored and needed and treasured and respected and appreciated in more ways than you know. And I will be seeing you every day, probably this week. So you're welcome. Alright. Love you, Dad. Until next time, I am unapologetically yours.